Hey, what's up guys? John here. I just found some crazy information. So remember in the 2020 stock crash in February, the Dow was at 29,000 and change, and then it dropped essentially overnight to about 19,000, losing roughly 40% of its value in the matter of weeks. Many people thought it was because of the you-know-what situation that went around and all of the closures and all of the fear and panic, but it goes much deeper than that. In fact, this crash was happening about a year before this, and the Fed was doing something pretty sneaky behind the scenes and positioned very wealthy people to capitalize over the following couple years. And now what they're doing says everything about the future. And I'm going to break it down with verifiable facts. I'm going to show you the sources. This is pretty crazy. And when I mentioned in the past, we're in the greatest rug pull, this just validates everything that I was saying. Please hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate more people about what's really going on. And if you want to fix your credit to position yourself for the greatest wealth transfer of all time, which we are in right now, there's no denying it. Started in 2020. It's ramping up now. The next couple of years, things are going to really, really get out of control. You're going to want great credit. You're going to want to put yourself in a position to get financing. If you have average or bad credit, if your credit score is below 730, 740, 750, give us a call. Let's find out what's going on there. You can book a call right below this video. You want your credit score ideally to be somewhere on the 780, 770, 790 mark, all the way up to 800 and above. You want to position yourself for success in these uncertain times. Go to greatcreditfast.com. Take a look at this. So this tweet went viral, 1.7 million views. And full credit for posting this, Finance Lot. Funniest people are those that think the 20 crash was caused by the you-know-what. The banking system was already collapsing in September of 2019, forcing the Fed to start repo interventions like 2008. The system only collapsed when the Fed pulled repo away. 2023 is the same game plan. We look at 20 right here, 2020, and then boom, they printed tons and tons of money. They did all the stimulus, all the QE, they did everything that they were intending to do. But if you look at 2008, same thing, same pattern. 2019, same exact pattern. And now if you look at 2020, same patterns. But look at this. So this came out. This is on the federalreserve.gov website. I'll pull this down so you can see the URL, federalreserve.gov. This is February 27th of 2020. And what they said, October 11th, the Fed announced two important steps to ensure that the supply of the reserves remain ample at or above the levels that prevailed in early September 2019. First, the Fed announced it would purchase Treasury bills at a pace of about $60 billion per month through the second quarter of 2020. Additionally, the Fed extended both its overnight and term repo operations through at least January 2020. These actions have been successful in stabilizing money markets, even though Treasury issuance and reporting dates when modest rate pressures are expected. Interesting, right? Interesting. Then Fed market economist died when Powell attended this lavish party, right? It was a 1% party in January. So right around the same exact time that Fed letter came out. It says, and look at this party. Look at some of the people that were in attendance here. So, of course, you have Jared, right? But this guy looks like he's really about to collect the bag. And he did, right? He did at the time of this party. But look at some of the people that were in attendance. So first and foremost, we have to give full credit to Jerome Powell for being there. Jerome Powell is right out front. Let's see here. So Jerome Powell is right there. So you have Jerome Powell was in attendance. But you had a lot of other people as well. A lot of media personalities. You had the CEO, Jamie Dimon of Chase Bank, right? You had businessman David Rubenstein, CEO of Carlyle, multi-billionaire, CEO of Goldman, David Solomon, CBS Evening News anchor, Norah O'Donnell, Case Foundation CEO, Gene Case, husband of AOL, Politico founder. You had former House Speaker Paul Ryan. You had former White House Press Secretary Jay Carney, the wife of Good Morning America, correspondent. You had Defense for Public Affairs was there, and of course, Hilton president. So you had all of these very, very, very well-to-do people all at this event, and this event took place January, right? Just months before everything kind of hit the fan. But fascinatingly, in October 2021, at the height, the height of the stock market, this is the height of the markets right here. So you're basically all at the height of the market. They came out and said that they need to prohibit, they need to put a set of rules that will prohibit the purchase of individual securities, restrict active trading, and increase the timeline reporting for public disclosure by the Federal Reserve policymaking and senior staff. So they're limiting their trades at the height of the market, forcing them to basically cash out at the top. Great timing for them. And what are super rich Americans doing? Well, they're giving up on the stock market and holding historic levels of cash. This is why and what they're plowing their wealth into. And so when you scroll down and you look at this, it's interesting. So what they're doing is they are stocking up on cash. They're basically really getting outside of their stock portfolios. And instead, what they're doing is ultra high net worth individuals and billionaires seem to be following a similar pattern. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, for instance, added $17 billion to its cash reserves in the second quarter of 2023, bringing its cash balance to nearly $150 billion. By comparison, wealthy investors had just 23% of their net assets in publicly traded stocks. That's the lowest of stock exposure in 21 years. 21 years. So the wealthy, they're getting out of stocks. And in fact, many billionaires, many wealthy people are cashing out of stock positions, such as Walmart shares, Airbnb, Oracle. Of course, big names here. You just start to look at what a lot of the wealthy people are doing. The wealthy people are positioning themselves. They know things are about to get crazy. So one of those was CEO Satya Nadella. He cashed out almost half of his Microsoft holdings, $285 million. Really took a nice paycheck there. And now you have record level CEOs stepping down. 197 CEOs leave the post in July. So you think about this. The wealthy are selling stocks. They're getting out of stocks. They're sitting on record levels of cash, and they're stepping down and getting away from their top positions as CEO, right? It's the highest total since record-setting May, when 224 CEOs exited the top spot, according to a report released Thursday by global outplacement and business and executive coaching firm Challenger Gray in Christmas. July's total is 67% higher than the 118 CEO exits recorded in June. And now large corporate bankruptcy filings surged the first half of 2023. Stock market to crash. Bankruptcy filings soar to dangerous levels. Bankruptcy filings surged the first half of 2023. Not only crypto, overall bankruptcy filing crosses danger levels. You tell me. And then this. Today, just in, odds of government shutdown 90% per Goldman Sachs. A shutdown would cost almost $2 billion a day in lost revenue and delayed revenue. U.S. can't afford this right now. Deadline for the deal just 3 days away. So you ask me what I think is going to happen. What I think is going to happen is that the rich are about to get filthy rich. I think that they're getting ready for the greatest wealth transfer of all time. They timed everything perfectly, because when things were hitting the fan, what'd they do? They were buying infrastructure. They were capitalizing on the closure of small business. They were expanding their shipping and distribution. They were putting themselves in a position to accumulate most of the money that was put out into the economy. And now what are they doing? Well, they're taking a lot of risk off the table, realizing that things are about to get much, much worse as they continue to increase interest rates in the short term. The economy slips into what I think is going to be far worse than a traditional recession, and they're going to get ready to capitalize on the fall of the middle class. That's what I think is ultimately going to happen, and I think it's not going to be a pretty sight. I think a lot of the people that think that we're going to have some type of soft landing are going to be in for a really rude awakening. If it wasn't that case, I would think that the wealthy wouldn't be behaving the way in which they're behaving. I would think that people that are, in the know would be doing things differently. But it seems like a lot of the people that really have the top tier information are really paying attention to the downside risk right now. What do you think of this entire situation? Do you think we're walking into a scenario, maybe the next 2 months, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, in which this economy goes through a massive structural change? 2024, 2025, things are going to get real in this country. We've had it so good for so long that I think a lot of people don't understand what hard times look like. 2008, and that was near 15 years ago, right? People forget about a recession. They forget about problems. We're walking into it. but worse. Much, much worse in my opinion. What do you think about this scenario? Drop below, hit the like button. If you want to fix your credit, you want to position yourself for the greatest wealth transfer of all time, you're going to need excellent, excellent credit. Don't let one item, two items, a few items on your credit report get in the way of a bright future. Go to greatcreditfast.com. Simply click the link. It takes 2 seconds. Schedule a call. We'd love to hop on a call with you, see how we can help you, help fix your credit, help position you for the greatest wealth transfer of all time. Go to greatcreditfast.com and catch you guys in the next video.